My name is Amy Meichert, and I'm currently running for Vice President of Student Government on the BC Meichert campaign. And I just wanted to present my running mate. And I wanted to say that Joe and I decided to run a few weeks ago after realizing the student government race needs honest, pragmatic candidates, and the organization as a whole needs a drastic shift in a more ethical, effective direction. For too long, our leaders in SGA have been all talk and little action. And before I continue, I just want to take a step back and explain Joe and my relationship. We met last year when I became the representative for the School of Management on the Student Academic Affairs Council, and we had an amazing time working on the registration process and really learning about the things that the student body needs from an academic perspective. In this time, I realized that a lot of things that SGA does I felt were personally ineffective. And when Joe first came to me and asked me to be his running mate, I initially declined. I felt, why should I be involved in an organization that I didn't totally feel was doing the right thing? But then after a while, I realized if I wanted to make a change, I should be the one doing it. So here I am. A student government association should be just that, an association for the students, but more importantly, by the students. In accepting Joe's offer of running as his executive vice president, I am willing to devote myself to you and to the changes SGA so desperately needs. With that being said, let me introduce my friend and my running mate, Joe Puglisi.
Hey there, how's it going, everybody? So there's a lot of new faces out there, so I'm just going to jump right out and start out with the qualifications. In regards to qualifications, I think we're the most qualified team. I've spent the past 2 years working as the Vice President of Academic Affairs, really targeting the monumental issues that are going to be facing us in the upcoming years, like the registration process, internship, career opportunities, expanding the academic speakers that come to our school, and so many more things. I'm also actually the youngest elected official in the city of Kingston's history. It's right across the river. And I work as a ward committeeman for the city of Kingston, Ward 4, advocating for about 2,000 people and really working with our aldermen to get some great changes going on in there. And I plan on using the experience I have as the Vice President of Academic Affairs and as a ward committeeman to bring some really great changes to our student government. Amy and I have a ton of issues that we want to tackle, but we have some key issues that we really want to address. You all deserve a lot of things. You all deserve solutions to some of the issues facing our campus today. You guys deserve a reason for our registration process being so difficult to navigate. You guys deserve an expansion in our internship and career opportunities. You guys deserve a student government that's transparent and open in what it's been doing and what it plans to do. The sovereign voice of the student body has spoken on these ubiquitous problems that face our school, and that's exactly what our campaign seeks to address. The first thing we want to do is a prime example of why we are the most qualified team for the job. We're not just going to promise action on this, we're going to deliver. And for the past 2 months now, I've been working on this 12-page proposal to improve our registration process at Marist College that we plan to send to the administration the first day we get elected. The source of many of the problems that we have right now on campus in regards to things like registration and parking and whatnot is that our school keeps growing and growing and growing, but we're not expanding our capacity in all of the places. So now we have an issue. We have so many students that when it comes to signing up for their classes, they're either running at maximum capacity or they need to get an override form in order to get into them. And we shouldn't have a system where 96% of our economics classes are being overridden into. We shouldn't have a system where 47% of our art classes are being overridden into. And the same goes for so many others. 75% of business classes, 52% of communications classes, 76% of our computing technologies classes, and the same goes for so many fields of studies that affect everyone in this room right now, and we have the solution to that problem. Students are waiting hours outside of their department chair's office just to get an override form into this class. Professors are teaching an excessive amount of students, which in turn diminishes the quality of learning that we receive. Our system needs to change, and I've spent the past 2 years gaining support from the faculty committees, both the Faculty Affairs Council and the Academic Affairs Committee, on the changes that we want to make. We're calling for more full-time faculty to be teaching at our school. We're calling for more full-time AQ-certified faculty for the School of Management specifically, and we're calling for an online override system because you guys shouldn't have to be going through this struggle. The The second issue we want to address is, once again, dealing with the current infrastructure that we have. Our Career Services Office is doing a great job in trying to keep up with the student body. But recently, I, alongside the Student Academic Council, have released a survey to sort of see exactly where the Career Services Office could improve. And we learned that 50% of our students who took the survey were either indifferent to FoxQuest or thought it wasn't user-friendly. Then we looked, and we've been working with Career Services for a while, and they've been great with working on us and implementing some great changes. They updated the site, and they want to listen. But we also have it where 3/4 of our students would rather the site for internship and career opportunities be going through something like iLearn or MyMarist, something that they log on to more actively. The main reason why we all go to school here is to get a meaningful education in our particular field of study. Actual experience in the field is almost a prerequisite to being able to find employment in post-graduation, and our campaign wants to work directly with Career Services to ensure that students are being offered countless opportunities to find valuable, meaningful internships and job opportunities. I know there's a decent amount of seniors in the crowd too, wondering how exactly are these presidential campaigns going to affect me? Well, the FoxQuest website, as of right now, once you pass 6 months after graduation, you don't have access to it anymore. So we want to set up a site where the seniors will have at least 1 to 3 years access onto this site so that when they graduate, they can still have the opportunity to find internship and job opportunities. The last of the 6 issues that we're going to address is the most pivotal for this upcoming election. Earlier, I just talked to you guys about how you deserve all these changes in areas like the registration process and internship career opportunities and whatnot. But you all deserve candidates that are ethical and honest in running an election and doing what is right. And there's a common mindset in student government that's been spread about our school, this sort of apathy of sorts, where they view our organization as ineffective or elitist even. And I've talked about a lot of issues tonight, but I just kind of want to take a step back and talk about me personally. So I'm a commuter student, and I will tell you guys completely up front, my first year at Marist, I thought I made the worst decision of my life. I had no friends, I had nowhere to go, and at one point I was failing a class, and I even had a near-death experience, and I was just like, I don't know if I made the right choice. But student government provided me with a home, and I know it's unreasonable to think how a commuter student could beat 2 practical campus celebrities in a race. But I wanted to bring forward to you guys issues. I wanted to bring forward to you guys issues that we've all been facing for the past few years, and I wanted to bring you guys solutions to those issues. I want to change this mindset that SGA has, that it's this elitist organization that isn't for everybody, because I found a home in SGA, and I know if we expand in the right places, if we address the issues that actually matter, that everybody can. I want to make it where every student feels they have a place in student government, which is why Amy and I spent limited money on our campaign. We're not putting hundreds of dollars into an election. We spent $35. We're not going out reaching to every person we know who can help get us votes in particular areas, because we want to do the work ourselves. So we've been going door to door. We went through Marion last night. We're going to be going through Leo and Champ the next few nights, because we want to prove that even if you might not know as many people, even if you might not have as much money as somebody else, you can still dominate in student government, you can still reach the highest position possible, and that you can still really make some great changes. So this election coming up is so pivotal for all of us. You guys are faced with a choice, and who you're going to choose as your next leader. We have a lot of new changes coming up, and this one's probably our most important, because who you select is going to choose the future foundation for our college. And I only hope that you go with Puglisi Mike Shot. How much time do we have left? A minute? Really? Okay. So afterwards, I wrote a little rap for this just to show you guys exactly what I could do. I don't have time to do it, but I'm going to be doing it out there if anybody wants to hear. We'll start at like 10:30 or something like that. So I'll see you guys out there.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Goodman Porter, and I'm finally proud to say I'm not a freshman. Something that I actually remember from freshman year is when I came in here. South Africa, where I come from, there's a huge culture of actually watching or going to concerts for dance music. And everyone was talking about DJ Ann. Oh, DJ Ann, that's DJ Ann, that. And I thought, wow, that is probably the coolest DJ I have to see around here. And my friend said, no, that's the president movement. It's my honor today to come here as a candidate for Executive Vice President in the ticket with Timos. We have the platform, The Way Forward. I want to first say that I'm very thankful and grateful for the warm welcome everybody has given me as an international student and the wider, and I think this is very symbolical to the wider international community of Marist College. That's from London, Florence, Bangkok, Hong Kong, and Sydney. And I would also like to thank my friends and professors and everyone around me who has really supported me in this journey. And all those that have actually taught me a lot throughout my journey. So today I'm going to talk about standing in the shoulders of giants. And I'm going to articulate this as my philosophy in life and the philosophy that I think everybody here today should adopt. It is fair to say that the students in this room, I believe, will go on to do really amazing things in their lives. And I think that when we leave here, whether you're in a Wall Street bank or Congress or you go to Google, when we all look back, we want to look back at who was wearing what t-shirt. We're going to all be saying, you went to Marist. I also believe that if we are truly indeed the student leaders of this college, then what we say should be reflective of what we do. I believe that we should rise above the rhetoric or the narratives to actions. I believe that we will be doing a great injustice if we speak about togetherness, but not reflected in the way that we engage with each other, through our campaigns and through the way we speak. If we are truly to speak about the values of inclusiveness and the community, then we should abandon hostility, anger, and divisiveness. If we are honestly to speak about understanding and compassion, we should give others the dignity and the freedom to make choices that they believe in and that they are proud of. We cannot speak about change when it is not reflected in us. All that we speak about should be reflective in what we do, and the students will adopt. I don't think we should continue with giving people radical choices, whether it is choosing between being heard or whether choosing between unnecessary change. I believe we should start working together because that is the only way we can actually get things forward. Let's not speak about what change we want today or what changes we're going to have tomorrow, but let's just recognize what happened in the past and then move on and then go forward. I would like to close with a quote, which is very, very close to me, and very close to a story about my life, which is I grew up in South Africa, and in South Africa, we have an icon called Nelson Mandela. He went to jail for 27 years, but when he left jail after 27 years, he decided to work with the people that have oppressed him. And this was symbolical of togetherness and coming together with the people that you have differences with and the people that you have different ideas from. The quote reads, "We've all had a giant, someone who stood tall, who showed us how to be, what we should become and what we should do, who by heart or by hand laid the path beneath our feet. There comes a time when you can say to the giant, thank you, we see the way forward." I'd like to introduce your student body president who will articulate our platform, The Way Forward. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. 12 months ago, you and I started on a journey. I didn't run and you didn't work so hard just to win an election. We came together to work at the issues that you cared about the most. And in the past semester, we did just that. We brought the Ride with the Fox shuttle, which helped any student from any class get where they needed to be easily and affordably. We held a student speak night where you came to voice your concerns with the college and the issues in the nation that affected our lives. We chartered 2 new clubs so that you could expand your interest and help the community. And we launched the Red Fox Den so that you had a fun place to go when you decided to skip out on the bar scene. And for these accomplishments, I thank my team. We came together last year because we all believed that Marist had to be a place where you could have your concerns heard and action taken. And many of you in this room were part of that action. Whether you came to student government for support and help, or stood on the front lines to fight for what you believed in, you helped make a difference. And we're making progress each and every day that we stand up, but we need to continue to fight. Now, we face a choice. This is not just another election, this is a defining moment in our college's history. Our president, Dr. Murray, is leaving, and a new person is taking his place. A person, through no fault of his own, does not know the ins and outs of this college. A person who will need time to understand our culture. And we need a student body president that will be able to show that it's students first, right from the start. And we need a student body president who will not take the rest of the semester to learn how to do the job instead of playing their part. We need someone who will waste no time to bring you what you need. And that's why I'm running for a second term as your student body president. Each of the candidates who stood up here and will stand up here tonight are great people. I've worked with most of them in the past. But now is the time for swift action and unwavering confidence. I'm running to make sure that your needs are met. To see that the dining hall is not only beautiful, but also an appetizing and responsive place for change. I'm running to see that in the face of rising tuition, you're not hit with unmanageable textbook costs. I'm running to see that priority points, a system that's supposed to reward students for their engagement and their involvement, is not so difficult to navigate and confusing to understand that student activities are going unrecognized. I'm running to see to it that Marist makes good on their promise of parking and that they'll restore the credit total to 30 credits. I'm running to bring the spirit back to Marist that captivated us all, so that when you walk to a field for a game, you're greeted by a sea of red, cheering at the top of their lungs for the Red Foxes. And I'm running with Goodman to make it all possible. Everyone who knows Goodman knows that he's a go-getter. He doesn't stop until a project is done, and then he goes after another one. We came together because we know that with my experience, along with his fresh pair of eyes and innovative mindset, we can help make your 4 years here the best and the most unforgettable 4 of your life. Now, of my re-election, a wise man once said, another one, another one, another one. Touches our hearts. I'm standing up here to ask you to go on a journey with me once more. I ask you to place your faith in myself and Goodman as your student body president and executive vice president. I ask you because we're all better together, and together we see the way forward. Thank you all for coming out.
First, I just want to apologize because I've been sick the past week, so hopefully I'll be able to get through the speech first without stuffing up or coughing and whatnot, but hopefully it will be good. So good evening, everyone. I first and foremost want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. It's great to see that we have a full house out here. So about me, my name is Nick Totolo. I'm currently a junior at Marist College. I'm from Guilderland, New York. Before Brandon steps up here to speak, I'm going to give you a short synopsis of how we met, how our friendship has grown over the past 3 years, and why we feel that we are the best candidates suited for this position. I first met Brandon when we were put in the same orientation group as incoming freshmen 3 years ago. We were both excited and nervous to be at our dream school, Marist. We both filled out our housing forms, hoping that we'd be picked as roommates together. We ended up living down the hall from one another in Sheehan and became great friends. Our sophomore year, we became roommates and grew even closer. We both even became orientation leaders and involved in student government. Going into our junior year, he supported me to run for the appointed position of Vice President of Student Life, which is a position I currently hold in student government. Brandon was lucky enough last semester to go abroad and study in Australia this past semester. And we were still able to maintain and grow our friendship while being in 2 completely different continents. When he came back from abroad, he was able to move into our house, and we were able to pick up our friendship right where we left off. Running as student body president and executive vice president was something that Brandon and I inspired to do since freshman year. We are both extremely excited to pursue this opportunity that we merely dreamt of freshman year. I truly look forward to helping better the Marist campus with my best friend and your prospective student body president, Brandon Lee Hurd.
Hello. It's me. Good evening, everyone. My name is Brandon Lee Hurd. Lee is not my last name, it's my middle name. This is probably the most anticipated election in Marist history, so I thank you guys for coming. I would like to dedicate this speech to my campaign team. You guys have helped me maintain my happiness and my sanity. I'm sincerely satisfied with saying that I will be 100% okay if I lose this election because I know I have something to look forward to. You guys have embodied my motivation and dedication during this campaign, and I couldn't ask for anything more, so thank you guys. But as I sit here and speak to my fellow peers of Marist College, I want you all to know that I have a confession. One of my biggest challenges I have faced as an individual was my identity. Growing up on the Upper East Side of Manhattan and being raised by a single mom, I went to a high school, which was one of the 2 schools in Manhattan that were phasing out because there was no supports for students like me. I was told by my peers, my guidance counselor, and everyone around me that I wasn't going to make it. At the time, life was not easy for me. In fact, it has never been. When I was 4 years old, I walked into my mom's room to wake her up because I was hungry. After constant yelling and pushing on her shoulder, I was able to turn her on her side to find her laying there with her eyes rolled back to her head and foam coming out of her mouth. My older brother came into the room screaming and proceeded to call 911. My mom was taken to the hospital for her cocaine addiction, and I was taken away from her and my siblings for a year to live with a stranger. I stayed strong though. One day after school my junior year, I came home to find a letter on my door saying that my family had 30 days to move out. During one of the most important times of a high school student's life, I was told that I no longer had a home. I stayed strong though. I told my mom I would not drop out or go to a shelter with her, so I packed my bags and left to live on my own while attending school and working with a mentally and physically abusive mixed martial arts instructor. I remembered how often I found myself contemplating the importance of life, but no one would ever tell. And when I was close to doing so, I bumped into my old martial arts instructor who felt so sorry for me that she adopted me at 16 years old and provided me with resources to succeed. She knew that despite everything, I stayed strong. I could go on and on about my life story, but that's not what this is about. I confess to you all my story because it's been my personal tool that I have used to stay strong and succeed. It's my motivation and passion to provide for others what I don't have. My work ethic has resulted me to be featured in 3 books, several magazine articles, multiple newspapers, one-on-one tours with former Mayor Mike Bloomberg, and even an award of New Yorker of the Week. Join me because I stayed strong when the odds were against me, and I will stay strong for students that are like me. I will stay strong for students that face oppression. I will stay strong for students that are lesbian, gay, bi, transgender, and more. I will stay strong for the groups of students that are not represented on campus. I will stay strong for students further than the tri-state area. Most importantly, I will stay strong for each and every one of you in this room, despite whether I win or lose. It's 26 things, and things are changing fast. Use your voice, be heard, and together we'll prosper.